Hi there, Steve Hart. I'm going to give you a coffee talk wrap up. This last week, we had an interesting discussion, and I felt like the information was so interesting and there was a lot to be shared that I decided to make a video to put up on YouTube so I could keep it and refer to it into the future. And the reason why is because this topic is a topic that I think needs to be discussed and as it is evolving because it's slowly happening, and I'm excited about this. And the whole group was sharing how the fact that this shift in consciousness is happening, and we're talking about uh, the difference in the balance between the masculine and the feminine energy. And we're seeing the need for the balance, and we're seeing that the feminine energy is now rising. And for a long time, the masculine energy has dominated our society, and we have not done well. As a result, we've suffered because of it. So now the feminine energy is coming back up, and people are becoming more aware of their feminine energy within them, and particularly within women. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to share with you some characteristics of the feminine energy that it might encourage you to connect with that. And it's present in both men and women, but particularly women because you're a woman. And so men, listen closely, and women, be encouraged to pursue these characteristics. The first one, oh, by the way, we put them down on napkin as we had our discussion at Coffee Talk. And so I hope that this will help you understand what the feminine energy may appear and how it may be exercised. The first one is vision. The feminine energy is the part of us that sees the vision, that has a perspective to see beyond the physical and to see into the invisible. It's the feminine energy of vision that gives us hope and faith of things unseen. And women and men both need to have vision, and particularly women, because it's part of the need of the nurturing and the growth that we all need to be experiencing, and it comes from the vision. Without vision, you may have heard said, people will perish. So that's one characteristic of the feminine energy, is being able to see and have vision beyond the evident. The next one is intuitive, which is tied into that, and that is that when we exercise our intuitions, we're exercising the feminine energy within us. And so the feminine energy is very intuitive. It here again can see beyond the physical into the invisible, and it picks up the vibrations. It has a sense of the truth of what is. The next area is the area of creativity. The part of us that's creative is the feminine energy. And so I believe everyone can be creative, is creative, because everyone has within them the feminine energy. Therefore, tap into that. Believe that it's there, recognize it's there, and allow it to come forth. And as you express your creativity, this is part of the feminine energy. And so this is deeply needed in the world because once again it opens up the door of possibilities, as vision does too. Because we in the masculine energy, we're stuck in the absolutes and what we know as logic. And in the feminine energy, it's about opening up and being creative and seeing all the possibilities of what can be. Ooh. And with that is the artist. Those of you who are artists, that's part of the feminine energy within you. And to be artistic, to be aesthetic in creating beauty, here again, it's part of the feminine energy within us all, that we may bring that up and have that experience and enjoy it and bring balance into the masculine energy. And so, once again, I encourage you to tap in to the artist within you. The next characteristic is healing. The feminine energy is where the healing comes about, and it's through the feminine energy that we need to be healed. It's the masculine energy sometimes that causes injury or pain or sickness because of the dominance. The feminine energy comes up and gives life and is nurturing, just as a mother with a child. And we all have that within us, and we need to all learn to be more nurturing. The next one, which is close to this, and that is compassion. You would think that'd be at the top of the list. These are not in any particular order, but compassion. When we are compassionate and show our love for one another, you have to be able to tap into that feminine energy. Men have trouble showing their compassion sometimes. Being able to touch or to hug or to kiss or to stroke or caress. These are things that men have difficulty doing because of the masculine energy. But the feminine energy within us all allows us to have those experiences and to be able to actually show compassion. And it goes beyond just the physical. It has to do with our engagement about how we perceive the world, how we perceive one another, how we perceive ourselves, and having compassion for ourselves and for one another. This is part of the feminine energy. Let's see. I've already mentioned nurturing. Let's see. Oh, empathy. Empathy would be the next extension of the compassion. Being able to look at a person's situation and have empathy enough to be able to see yourself in that position, to be able to see within them the need, the freedom of their suffering, to give support, to be understanding. This is part of the feminine energy. And the last one I have on my list here is patience. The masculine energy is when it wants it now. It wants to move forward very quickly, whereas the feminine energy has understanding that patience and time it can be very healing and give it an opportunity for all the possibilities that are out there. So the feminine energy is learning how to be patient. So these are just a few of the things that we've listed. Obviously, we didn't go over the full list, but the fact that we had this discussion, and it's something that I've been interested in for some time, and the reason why is because throughout the years, I have connected to that feminine energy within me. And this is the reason I do the type of work that I do, and this is the reason why I have been able to experience the balance between the male and female energy within myself. And so I hope to encourage you to do the same thing. The world needs more feminine energy to bring the balance into what we've been experiencing and to bring this shift in consciousness, because this is our true identity. To be able to, everything is about bringing in balance. So I hope this has given you some insight. Thank you. God bless.